thank you for logging in today. We are here with Shannon Seiferth, who works as a wellness educator and counselor at UNH. She joined the Living Well Services staff in 2016. Shannon has a BA in psychology from UNH, so she's a UNH Wildcat, class of 2009, and she has an MS in mental health counseling from New England College. Shannon is also a certified health and wellness coach, and she's going to go through some great tips on stress relief for the holiday season, seeing that this is kind of a unique holiday season as well. We are excited to have her here. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Shannon.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jen. Thank you for having me. So we're talking today about pushing the pause button, right? So helping us relieve our stress around the holidays. And I just want to say that I really appreciate being able to be here and connect with all of you. And I really appreciate that you've taken this time out of your day just for you. So I'll do my best to, I'm going to leave some time at the end for any questions. So feel free to submit them and I'll get them answered at the end. And know that we'll also be sending you the slides from today's presentation. So don't feel like you need to write things down. I invite you to simply just be with this experience today. You've shown up, you've already shown up, you've gotten here. This time is just for you. So I want you to just be with it and take with it as much as you can. All right, so let's get started. Thank you again for having me. My slides. So yes, it's that time of year where the days get colder and darker, and we honor our body's natural inclination to turn inward and be silent and truly reflect on the past year. But wait, that's typically not what happens for us, right? Because most of the time, for most of us, this time of year feels a little bit more like this. Can anyone relate? You know, it's almost cliche to say that holidays can be stressful. Instead of peace and joy, the reality is we're often just trying to stay sane during this time of year. Plans get disrupted, family members disagree, dinners get burnt, and you know, it can just be an emotional time. And I would say that's a typical year. We have added this whole other layer to this year being in a pandemic. So some of what I'm going to say today is just about like a typical holiday, and then we add this extra layer. So we know that it can be stressful. I will never tell you that this time is not going to be stressful. We somehow set ourselves up for much higher expectations this time of year. Many of us have this like picture perfect image of the holidays that we build up in our minds. And really what that is it's filled with expectations. So we have traditions, we have rituals that we follow, you know, amazing food that we share, you know, the most perfect gifts to give. We must create the best experiences for our children that they'll remember forever. I mean, we put a lot on our plate this time of year. So if you're relating to any of this, know that you're not alone, but also know that you're not alone if this isn't your experience. Holidays can also bring up a lot of loneliness. So maybe you're experiencing a whole different type of emotional time, and know that you're not alone with that either. So whatever you're in right now, whatever you're experiencing coming into the season of the holidays, I want you to know that yeah, whatever you're feeling is fine, and it is what it is. And we're going to talk today about what it could look like. It's so easy for us to get caught up in that mental trap of the comparing mind, right? We think to ourselves like, this is how things are, and this is what like I picture they should be. We strive to recreate images of holiday bliss, and honestly, it's exhausting, right? Like we see it in shows, we see it in movies, we see it in our friends' social media feeds. It's so exhausting to try to make that a reality. It's such high expectations for ourselves. So what I want us all leaving here thinking about today is instead of aiming for perfection this year and letting every detail kind of create this swirl of worry for us, and trust me, I've been there, like I get wrapped up in it too. I really want us, let's focus today on using this holiday season to actively appreciate the people around us, the good fortune we've experienced this year, even through very tough times, I'm sure, for many, many people. When we can pull ourselves into the present moment, slow down our thoughts, take a pause, right? That's why we're all here, learn how to take this pause. Take a pause. That's when we can enjoy those moments that feel like holiday bliss. And honestly, that's when we can find humor in moments that are very clearly not holiday bliss, right? Letting go of hard and fast expectations opens us up to more opportunities for connection and for joy. And that's what I want for all of you today. So that's what we're going to do. We are not going to talk today about creating the perfect holiday with no stress. I'm sorry if people want to sign off. That's not what we're going to do. I'm just going to talk to you about how we can push the pause button, how we can put ourselves back into control, and how we can allow ourselves the opportunity to reframe and connect this season. And that's actually how I'd like to kick us off, is to take a few minutes together to slow everything down. I know many of us have probably been running from meeting to meeting, or you're chasing around kids and you've set this time aside, whatever that is, you've probably been on the go, go, go. So I want to kick us off today before we really get into the content, just to take a few minutes to slow everything down and center ourselves to connect with the rest of our time together. So that's what I'm going to invite you to do. I want you to start by finding a place to sit that you're comfortable. Just start by settling your mind and your body by taking a few deep breaths, just at your own pace. And for a few moments, I just want you to allow yourself to be right here with your breath. Take a break from escalating holiday stress and just be right here, right now. If you haven't already, I ask that you close your eyes for the next few moments. And if this is way outside your comfort zone, that's okay. Instead, maybe use the image on the screen to just fix your gaze so you aren't distracted. But if you're comfortable, slowly close your eyes. And again, just start settling into your body, allowing yourself to relax and focus on your breath. Follow your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Just breathing normally, breathing naturally. Take a moment just to check in with yourself. Just notice whatever's going on for you right now. Whether you feel stressed, relaxed, anything else. Just for a moment, let it all be. Without judgment or expectation, just notice it all and then come back to the next breath. Now picture the next few weeks. Take a moment to notice what comes to mind when you picture the holiday season. How does your body feel? Is it tight, restless, exhausted? Just notice that and let it be, and come back to the breath. Notice what emotions arise. Maybe there's some mix of excitement and joy and dread and tiredness. See where your thoughts go. Perhaps there's a conflicting swirl of pictures of what might be, stress over what seems possible, ruminative plan over presence, joy for time with those you love, and perhaps some fear of conversations about planning that is not going to happen, plans that might not happen. Connect with those emotions. Put a name to those emotions. Relax again into your breath. Right now, there is nothing to do, no one to be, nowhere to go. In this moment, sitting. This is what we're doing. Some other time might be for acting. Another time might be for thinking. Right now, take care of anything emergent, of course, but otherwise, let go of fixing and moving. Just focus on the next breath again. Now take a few moments here. Focus on your friends and family. And I want you to shift your attention to someone that you care about. Picture this person sitting right across for you. Picture them and wish them well, wherever they are. Peace, health, happiness, safety, whatever you want to wish them. Now focus on you and yourself. This is a time of stress, perhaps. Wish yourself whatever you did your family or friend. Ease, peace, happiness. Picture yourself and send those wishes. And sit with this for just a moment. Remind yourself to allow the holidays to happen. Take care to do whatever keeps you grounded, like sleep, eating good food, moving your body. Enjoy it. Plan what needs planning and let go of the rest. Focus instead on whatever you value and find most sustaining this time of year. Focus on connecting with the here and the now. And at your own pace, I want you to take one more nice, deep, clean breath and slowly bring yourself back to the room. So thanks everyone for participating in that. I hope for some, maybe that slowed us down, kind of grounded us right here so we can connect with the rest of this. And I know it definitely did for me. So thanks for participating. And I think our breath can be a great tool, right? Each time we said something, we brought back to the breath during that meditation. So as we move forward, if you find your mind wandering, that's fine. Use your breath at any time to just bring it back to the moment. I invite you to do that. So now our plan for today is to talk about pushing the pause button, right? And relieving our stress. So it's hard to talk about relieving stress unless we first quickly hit on what stress actually is. I would say stress gets a bad rap. We always talk about stress of wanting to get rid of it. But if you'll see what I have written up here, stress is what arises when something you care about is at stake, right? You don't stress about things that you don't care about, and you don't create a meaningful life without experiencing some stress. Susan David, she's the author of a book called Emotional Agility, who I really, really like. She writes that discomfort is the price of admission to a meaningful life. And it's true, right? Like not all stress is bad. If we didn't have stress, I mean, there isn't a lot that we be able to like have passion for and care about without experiencing some stress. Without some stress, we wouldn't get a lot done, right? Stress can actually create motivation. It can create that extra burst of adrenaline that helps you like finish a final paper or win at a sport or really meet any other challenge. And all of this is very positive. It's a positive experience. We experience the stress, but it helps us if we're with our stress, right? The key is to experience that stress, be with that stress, but also to be able to return to the relaxed state. So I want you experiencing stress because that means there's things that we care about. We stress about things that we care about. So I want you experiencing the stress. I just also want you to be able to return to the relaxed state. You can't return to that relaxed state. This stress, that's when it starts to become challenging to deal with, and changes in our bodies start to take their toll. And that's what often leads to, mental, physical exhaustion and illness. If you frequently find yourself frazzled and overwhelmed, then it's time to take action to bring your nervous system back into place. Okay, so I'm going to briefly, I promise I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I could take the whole hour just to talk about what happens in our body when we come with stress, but I just want to briefly show you this for anyone out there who's visual and likes a visual. If you look at this, right, and it's set up to be a state of balance. When we experience stress, we have this surge from our sympathetic nervous system that is like a gas pedal. It kind of sends us that message. Any stressor, so engages our fight or flight response. So if you picture, we come into a stressor, we go like this, right? Whether it's an external threat or a perceived stressor in our head, our sympathetic nervous system is engaged, it's activated, it's that gas pedal, fight or flight, right? We also just need to be able to engage this side, our relaxation response. This one doesn't come quite as naturally, right? Sometimes we really need to work at this one. When we stay here, that's when we start to feel overwhelmed. That's when we feel out of control. But what we can do is we can push the pause, we can engage our relaxation response and balance ourselves back out, creating some space. And that's what we want to talk about today, right? We're going to go through a few ways that we can do just that quickly and in the moment, diffuse the stress response, engage this side, the relaxation response, right? And ground ourselves to the present moment. Because in that space, that's our pause. That's what we're going to be talking about. That's what's going to get us out of autopilot. Have any of you ever experienced like you take off and you start driving somewhere, you get to where you're going and you stop and you're like, I don't even remember driving here because I was so in my own head. I hope that others can relate to this. That's when we are like always like, you know, either worrying about, actually I have an image for you to see that might help. We spend a lot of time as humans over here, which is future worry. And we're kind of thinking what's going to come next? What plans do I have to make? What I need to do? What's my to-do list? I have this, I have that. I have to talk to so-and-so. And we are go, 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 right? Or we're over here, which is in past. And we are thinking, I should have done this differently. I wish I had said that. I wish I had done this. And we're kind of ruminating on our past, right? Where we want to spend most of our time is right here. This and this, these are stressful places to be, and you have enough stress in the present. We don't need to add all of this extra stress, right? Like a little bit of time in future, amazing. It helps us get things done, right? A little bit of time in past, wonderful. It helps us learn from our past. When we start recognizing that we are spending a lot of time in either of these areas, that's us operating in autopilot. So when I say we're in autopilot, like we are just go, 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 going to the next thing, going to the next thing. And what can happen often is a stressor comes across our table and we just react because we're in autopilot. We're not in the present moment. We haven't taken like what's up here. We haven't created that space to choose a response. So what I want us thinking about today, remember we talked about like when we're experiencing a lot of stress, sometimes we feel out of control. I want us focusing on today is how can we do this, right? Engage that relaxation response, putting us back in control, creating space to choose a response because we have a limited amount of energy to give every day. And you need to be able to ask yourself, like, where do I want this energy to go? I don't want autopilot to just be going and me going throughout my day. I want to choose where my energy is going. So everything we talk about today, I'm going to show you 3 different exercises. They're quick. They can be done in a short amount of time. And the main intention here is just to create space, right? So I'm not saying let's get rid of all that stress. It's going to be there. It's engaged. I just want you to also be able to take a pause, push the pause button, reconnect with the present moment, ground ourselves in the moment, because when you're calm, you're in a place of power because your mind is present and you're able to focus naturally, right? You're back in control. You aren't reacting, you're responding. You're choosing your actions. So that's what we want to do. Create space between you and your stressors. You get to slow down. You get to deactivate, right? Diffuse that stress response. Then you get to decide, where do I want my energy to go? What deserves my thoughts and my energy right now? So we're not solving all the problems today. These skills are not going to make your stressors go away. They're going to help you manage yourself in the moment so that you can move forward in a way that you feel good about. So like I said, we have 3 quick strategies and then we move on to something a little bit more about the holidays. So whether you showed up today a little bit activated and you want to put these into place now, or you're using this as a time to kind of just soak in knowledge and add these tools to your toolbox for later, either way is wonderful. I just want you to give yourself permission to step outside of your comfort zone a little bit and try something new if this is something you've never tried before. So let's jump right into it with our first of 3 techniques. This first one we call the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding exercise because it utilizes all 5 of our senses. So what I want us to do is first start with a nice big deep belly breath. Breathe in and out at your own pace. Now what I want you to do, I want you to look around the room wherever you are. I want you to look around and I want you to silently in your head, but put a name to 5 things that you currently see. So avoid just glancing over things. I want you to really stop, put a name to each item you say, see and silently say that to yourself and name 5 things. So take a moment to do this. Now I want you to pay attention and I want you to name 4 things that you currently feel. say it right in your head. You might feel your feet warm in your socks. You might feel the chair you're sitting on. List goes on. Name 4 things that you can currently feel or touch. Now I want you to listen closely. Name 3 things that you can currently hear. Maybe listen for things you might typically tune out. Put a name to those things. Next, I want you to name 2 things that you can currently smell. You may need to move some things around, like I have a chopstick here. 2 things that you can smell. Finally, I want you to name 1 thing that you can currently taste. Maybe you just finished a coffee or you brushed your teeth. Put a name to whatever you currently taste. And then end with 1 more nice, deep, clean breath. That's the first exercise. Basic premise of this exercise is to reconnect with all of your senses and ground you to the present moment. So if you were off with future worry and kind of getting stuck in that autopilot, or you were thinking about things that have happened in the past, and you really wanted to put yourself back in control and pull yourself to the present moment, this is a wonderful strategy because you always have your senses at reach, right? Like you don't have to remember the exact order. Obviously, it's going to be easier to name 5 things that you see rather than 5 things that you taste, but just connecting and grounding yourself with your senses puts a stop to racing thoughts. It's a mindfulness technique that helps you slow down and build space between our stressful thoughts and you moving forward. It puts you back into control where we're able to then decide, how do I want to move forward? So that's our first strategy. If you did that today inside, which I'm guessing most of us are, try it when you go out for a quick outdoor break. Try it, connect with your senses, see how that does for you just to pull you to the present moment. So that's our first technique, is connecting with your senses. The next one we have here is about connecting with your breath. So often, and this isn't for everyone or for every stressful situation, but often stress can leave us feeling a little bit activated. So we can experience rapid, shallow breathing when we're stressed. Also, sometimes we'll have an increased heart rate or blood pressure. And overall, we just feel this feeling of being activated. So deep breathing actually diffuses the stress response. So remember, if we're up here because our stress response has been triggered, deep breathing is a wonderful way to pull ourselves back into balance by increasing oxygen to the brain and lowering our heart rate and our blood pressure. So it works physically really well for us. What I also like about focusing on our breath, I like to think about our breath as an anchor. So it's anchoring us to the present moment. When we focus on our breath, we're always pulling ourselves to the present, since we can't breathe in a future breath, right? And you can't go back and take a past breath. If you're following your breath, you're always anchored to the present moment. So anytime as you're going through these next couple of weeks, if you find, oh, my mind is just go, 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 and you've got to take a pause, you've got to pull it back into the present moment. Here's another way that you can do this. Deep breathing is wonderful, but I like, this is called square breathing. So what it does, it literally, you follow a square, and we're going to do that together in just a moment. So this one is set for an inhale for the count of 4, a hold for a count of 4, an exhale for the count of 4, and then another hold for the count of 4. The holds are really important, so I want you to focus on that as we go through this. So I'm going to hit play, and this is going to bring us through, I think, 4 or 5 rounds together. So give yourself the opportunity to try it out and just follow along. It'll be prompted right on the screen. I'll say it out loud, the first one. And here we go. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Again, inhale and hold. Exhale and hold. So a few more rounds just on your own with the prompts. Perfect. We will stop there. So our next exercise, square breathing, it's called. I love it because, again, it deactivates us physically, but also it acts as a wonderful way for us to focus in the present moment and ground ourselves to the present. I also love this because you can be picturing a square in your mind. You can, if you're sitting somewhere with a pen and a paper, be drawing that square in the top of your paper as you're following your breath. You can take your finger and you're outlining a square on your, knee as you're following your breath. No one needs to know what you're doing. You're pulling yourself to the present moment. So that's our second exercise. And let's go on to our third quick strategy here. All right, this next one we have is about connecting with our emotions. So let's be honest, the challenges that we're all facing right now, they are real, right? And connecting with how we're feeling can give us power. It puts us back into control. So checking in with where you are right now in this exact moment, just asking yourself, what is my emotional state? Am I feeling up? Am I feeling down? Am I feeling pleasant? Am I feeling unpleasant? Am I feeling energized? Am I feeling depleted? Just checking in with yourself gives us so much information and, again, grounds us to the present moment. It brings us into this place of we're back in power. The tool that we often use for this is called the mood meter. It's out of the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence. And I love it because it gives a nice comprehensive view. And we've really moved away from labeling emotions as good or bad. Emotions just are what they are, right? Research on emotional suppression actually shows that when emotions are pushed aside or ignored, they actually get stronger. So we may think that we're in control of our, unwanted emotions when we ignore them and we try to just power through. How many times have we heard that, right? Like, just hustle, keep going, keep going. When we don't connect with our emotions and we really just try to power through or ignore them, in reality, we're actually giving them our control. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger on our next screen. And I want to ask that everyone just take a moment. Take a moment to connect with where you are right now. You'll notice that this is broken down by energy and by pleasantness. So connect with wherever you are. And I'm not going to ask you to share. I just want you to know for you. Connect with where you are right now. Pinpoint a word for yourself and just check in, because that's what we do. We see where we are right now. We check in with ourselves. We listen, we learn, and we ask ourselves, what's this emotion telling me, right? Like, what do I need right now? It's a perfect tool for again, I keep saying the same thing, but I'm repeating on purpose because this is what our talk is all about today, is just pushing pause, slowing down, connecting with where you are right now. When we do this, we are in the present moment, we're grounding ourselves. But what I also love, so it's wonderful for that, and it's also a tool to help us manage our energy too. So when I look at this, I'll give you an example right now. So I know when I'm talking publicly, I'm a little bit activated, like my energies gets a little high when I'm presenting. And I love talking about this, but it's hard virtually. Like, I can't see your faces. I can't see your body language. I don't know who's liking this messaging, not liking this messaging. So for me, I'm like feeling a little uneasy, right? Like my energy is a little bit high, but I'm not super pumped because I want to see you. I want to connect with you, but that's okay, right? So I'm just connected with where I am. I'm not judging it. I'm just saying this is where I am right now. I'm kind of in this red zone of feeling uneasy. A wonderful way that we can use this to help us manage our energy is I can say, okay, this is where I am right now, right? Wonderful. What's it telling me? It's telling me, yeah, I'm a little activated, telling me I'm a little high energy, and telling me my pleasantness could be a little higher. So then I think, okay, what am I doing after this? I know that after this, I've got a meeting to go meet with a student. If I want to be able to show up as my best self to go meet with that student, I know looking at this isn't probably how I want to show up, right? Like, I might not want to be here for a one-on-one conversation. For that one-on-one conversation, might want to be somewhere down here. So I know that if I want to show up to this next thing that I'm doing, I'm using my schedule today as an example, but think about the holidays. You want to be able to show up as your best self and be like fully you and be authentic and be true. You have to ask yourself, what do I need right now? So if I know I need to be a little bit more over here, I might think, okay, what's something that can bring down my energy a little bit, and what's something that can bring a little bit of joy to me? So I know I'm going to take 5 minutes to go do something that brings me a little bit of joy and do something that calms my mind a little bit so that I can show up as my best self. right? Again, that's example for this, but this is what we can use moving forward for our holiday season. If you're meeting up with family and you know you want to connect, but there's so many things going on, or you know there's so many things on your mind, pause, see where you're at, see what you need, see what this is helping you like tell you, right? If you know where you want to be, thinking about things that I can quickly do for self-care that will help me get there, is a wonderful way to take back that control, decide what you want to do, move forward. I also like to point out that this is an awesome tool for families, right? So if you're at home with your family, encouraging family members to plot their feelings once a day, right? Like we can better connect that way. We can know where one another is at. We can really just kind of just be with one another. Or if you have kids, use this tool. Like, you know, it seems like you're in the red and you really want to feel more green. Is there something I can do to help you right now? Using this tool to help you gather all the data that you want. Our emotions really, really tell us a lot. So it's a great tool. So I will be sending this out afterwards, just so that you're all aware. So those were the 3 strategies that I wanted to spend some time talking about, and they're all very different, right? So if there's one that you really connected with, try it to use that as a way to help you ground yourself in the present moment in the coming weeks. So we had using our 5 senses to slowly just pull ourselves to the present moment, using our breath, doing square breathing, and checking in with our emotions. And the mood meter is a wonderful way to do that, but there's many ways that we can do that too. So accepting our emotions is a big part, right, of how we can connect with the here and the now, and how we can really just, experience this holiday season differently. But also another thing with accepting our emotions, I think an important part that I would love to like share with people is to also accept imperfection. Can good be good enough this holiday season, right? Like as we gear up for the holidays, we often, again, we set the bar impossibly high for ourselves. And then we feel upset when our celebrations don't live up to that expectation. So I want you to just start considering, what are the expectations I've set for myself and how am I measuring that, right? Like, does everything have to be like perfect and amazing this holiday season, or is good? You know, am I going to be okay with that? I hate to think of our expectations like just holding something over us and really setting ourselves up for disappointment in ourselves and in everyone else too. So I want us thinking about how we can protect our energy, right? So things like rest when your body tells you to. Fatigue and tension can affect our mood and our ability to get things done. We know this. Hydrating, drinking plenty of water is going to be really important this time of year. Moving your body, like still doing the things that make you feel good. That somehow, you know, we think about 11 other months and then all of a sudden holiday season comes and we are just so honed in that all of our self-care somehow goes out the drain like often. And maybe that's not the case for you. And I think that's wonderful. But if you need that reminder, that's what I'm here to tell you right now. Our energy is so important. So protecting that energy by doing the things that make us feel good. Move your body, drink plenty of water, eating good food that makes you feel good, fuel yourself, sleeping. Very important here, right? Connecting with your emotions, like that's really important to protect our energy. Nurture your environment. Your space has a big impact on how you feel and how you operate. Like setting up your space, whether you're sitting down for work or whether you are spending time with your family or whether you are, you know, whatever you're doing, you're setting aside a time for planning, like making sure your space is conducive to what you want happening. If like I have a cluttered desk and I'm sitting down to do something, that cluttered desk affects my mind. Like I feel cluttered when I'm in a cluttered space. So making sure you're nurturing your environments are something that we don't always think about, but start to tune in and consider how that might be impacting your own feelings as this holiday season approaches. Excuse me. Let's see. I also want to think about when we're thinking about managing our energy, I also want to encourage everyone to practice flexibility. So with the holidays often comes a lot of rituals and traditions, and I am not here to knock them, right? Like I know that those hold a lot of value for many, many people. And I also just want to recognize that this year may look different, right? So I want to encourage you to consider your practices, your traditions, your rituals, There's rigidity with those, and then there's flexibility. So I want you to focus on, can I infuse some flexibility with these traditions, right? When you think of your traditions, ask yourself, which ones bring you joy, right? Like, where do you want to invest your energy? Again, we have a limited amount of energy to give every day. So I want you putting it into the things that really bring you joy and bring you connection. Sometimes we get into like just routines of, we always have to do this. We always have to do this. Pausing, pushing that pause button and bringing ourselves to the present to ask ourselves, do I need to do this year? Like, is it going to bring me joy? If it is, wonderful, you're going to make it work, right? If it's something that's not bringing you joy, I want you to question it, right? Like, question that pressure that you're putting on yourself, that you have to do the same things every year. I have an example, like, maybe every year you eat grandma's pie, right? Every single year you have grandma's pie. It's tradition. It's what you do. Well, this year you might need to be more protective of grandma, right? Like, maybe you're not getting together in person and you're not going to get pie. So one way you could be flexible is maybe grandma sends out the recipe to a whole family and then everyone makes it themselves and zooms in for a taste test, right? Like, that's just a silly example, but it's one way that you can take a tradition and, you don't have to knock it, you don't have to get rid of it, but how can you be flexible this year and still allow yourself to kind of savor that joy and be with those traditions while also being kind to yourself? Another way too, when we're thinking about protecting our energy, is simplify. Two of the biggest sources of holiday stress are time and money. And so it can, trust me, I got it. Like, it can be hard to resist the temptation of the bajillion emails promising you the best deal of the season, right? Every single morning they're in your inbox. We may feel bad if we can't give our children something they really want, or, we can't do all the holiday things. Simplifying this year. Simplify gift giving, right? Normalize regifting. Pre-made food is good. Simplify cooking and baking. Create new traditions. Order a pizza one night. Like, I want you to think truly, what are the things that bring you joy and what are the things that are just upping that stress? What are the things that you feel like you have to do that are just keeping you up here, not allowing you to engage that relaxation? What's going to cause more relaxation for you, and what's really amplifying that stress? So a couple other things I have up here I want to talk about is soothing your inner critic, right? We talked about this at the beginning, that this higher expectation this time of year leads to more disappointment. Try to talk kindly to yourself when that, when your quest for the perfect gift is coming up short. Question the pressure you're putting on yourself. Think about reframing too, right? Like, when I'm tempted to say I'm stressed or I'm too busy during the holidays, I try to reframe it. Like, my holidays are intentionally full, right? You're busy. Your busy holiday can be a celebration of friendship and abundance and opportunity and a wonderful life, or they can just be busy, right? Like, you get to choose. When you step away from autopilot and into the present moment, you get to make a choice of how you want to show up, right? Like, how do you want to frame? How do you want to move forward? It also comes down to deciding what's right for you, right? So also, like, things we've already talked about, the traditions, the rituals, things that you want to spend your time on. But I also, this year, more than any year, you really truly need to feel good about what you decide to do, the space you decide to hold, the people you decide to see. Decide what's right for you, decide what's right for your family, and feel good about asserting your needs and your boundaries. It's hard. It is. We worry about disappointing people. We worry about conflict. We worry often, I think, about many, how this might be perceived by our friends and our family. But it's time to focus on you, your needs, and your boundaries. If you're not feeling it's a good idea to go get together with many family members, stick to it, be creative, practice that flexibility, find a different way to connect, right? Like, it's okay. This year isn't going to be the perfect holiday season, and that's okay. Practice kindness to yourself, soothe that inner critic that's telling you you need to do it all, because you don't. This year especially, but any year. I also want to take a moment to normalize loneliness, right? This can be a really tough time for many people any year, especially for those who maybe have lost partners or parents, as it really reminds them of their loneliness, as the world seems to be gathering and family and Those who rely more on friends for support can definitely feel deserted and alone this time of year. And this year, with many families unable to gather due to the pandemic, the holidays may be even more lonely, especially if you're used to being surrounded by family in previous years. So I want you to just be, again, creative with yourself, find ways to connect virtually, volunteering, writing letters, like find the things that are going to bring you joy in your day. And for those of you that aren't experiencing this, check in on your friends. Those who may need a little outreach this year, check in, because holidays do bring up a lot of loneliness. And I just want to normalize that. If you're experiencing any of that, you are certainly not alone in experiencing loneliness. One more thing I want to say here as we start to kind of wrap up a little bit is savoring the joy, right? Sometimes we get so caught up in the idea of this picture perfect holiday that, yeah, we forget to enjoy the beauty of the season. When we let go of expectations, and with that, like ruminations about our shortcomings, right? And simply appreciate the moments as they unfold in all their imperfectness, we open ourselves up to the joy. But this takes work, okay? We need to be intentional about cultivating joy. This doesn't just come as naturally to us as it does focusing on our stress, right? So even as we feel a lot of positive emotions during the holidays, we tend to focus on our stress because we're primed to pay greater attention to our negative experiences. It's our negativity bias, thanks evolution, that's just kind of how it goes. So it certainly takes more work to savor the joy, but the reward for that can be profound. So next time you notice something that makes you smile, like a song, a warm cup of tea, a blue sky, just pause. Push the pause button for this too, right? Connect with that feeling. Really, truly connect with, what does it feel like to feel this joy right now? What does it feel like to be in this moment right now? We talked earlier, like these tools that we can use to pause in the moment. I don't want you just doing it when you feel like, oh, my stressful thoughts are taking over, I need to pause. Wonderful, that's a good time to pause. It's also a great time to pause when you are experiencing sheer joy, and a lot of that can happen over the holidays too. So savoring that joy and being mindful of that is going to be key. Oftentimes too, you can go to a workshop like this and be like, yes, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, this is gonna be great. How are you gonna remember this tomorrow? How are you gonna remember this next week when your to-do list starts to pile up, or your gifts that you ordered haven't shown up yet and you're not sure what's happening, it's not at the post office, right? Like when those things start to happen, which they might, how are you going to pull yourself back here? What is it for you that's going to be that click? Is it daily kind of putting something into place? Is it a reminder you put somewhere? Find what's going to work for you. If this is important to you and this is something you want to do, you've got to find that reminder. You've got to find something. I'll let you in on a little bit of information about me. I didn't intend to talk about this, but as I'm talking, on the side of my refrigerator, I have this image, and it's like a stick figure, I think, and it's a person, which I assume with a child, and they're holding hands, and one side says mindful, and it's the adult, and it's just got this cloud of everything, right? Like all these things going on, and that's where their mind is. And then it shows the child, and it's got a little thought cloud, and it's just like of the one tree that they're standing in front of. And so it's not in my face, it's not telling me every day, hey, you need to pause. But as I walk by my fridge from day to day, I glance at it, and it just is a quick reminder for me to be in the present moment, right? Like connect with the present, know that it's something that's important to me. So I've got a reminder around. So find what works for you to set yourself up if this is something that you really want to focus on this holiday season. How are you going to push pause, and how will you remind yourself that it's important to you? So this is kind of what I want to wrap up, because I want to leave plenty of time for questions or anything thoughts that people might have. But what I want you thinking about is, what is one new ritual that you want to include this season that involves slowing down rather than speeding up? So we're gonna open up the chat if you want to. Again, this is very personal. So if this is something you just want to think about for yourself, wonderful, think about it. And kind of make that commitment for yourself. But there's also something about putting something out into the universe too. So I want to invite you to use the chat. I'm just pulling that up so I can see it if anyone decides to write in there. So I invite you to use the chat to just what's one thing you want to commit to? So many of our traditions or rituals are things we need to go and speed up and go and do and do and do. What's one thing that you can put into place this year that's truly just going to be about slowing down? That's going to be about savoring the joy. That's going to be about grounding yourself to the present moment. That's going to be about connecting with all the good that the season can bring, right? We all have the capacity to be present, to show up to the moments in our lives in a deeper way. So this is an invitation. It's an invitation to rest, to meaning, to connection. It may not mean that your holiday has fewer events or less family drama, but showing up to ourselves, being in our body with self-compassion and kindness, that will shift our inner experience of the holidays. So that's one thing that I hope that everyone can think about as we're moving forward from here today, is just breathe it in wherever you are. If you're in traffic, if you're in your grocery line, if you're browsing the latest online deals, coping with screaming children, you know, being grieving in a, you know, a moment of loss, breathe, be in that moment, because this moment is a sacred one. And I want you all to be able to connect with the present and really truly be kind with yourselves. Practice flexibility, practice self-compassion, and truly, I hope that that shift will help our inner experience of the holidays shift a little bit. So that's what I have. I'm going to take a look at our chat, but I also want to open it up. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer anything.
We do have some questions, so I'll start pulling those together if you want to look at the chat.
Okay. I love reading these chat things too. Wonderful.
So the first question is, if you are feeling in the moment pulled in many different directions, what do you think is the most helpful activity or process or something that you can do? You know, you could be out at a store, could be at your home, but you're getting pulled in a lot of different places. So what can center you pretty quickly in that circumstance?
Absolutely. I think truly whatever of the three quick, like we actually, I do a whole hour along with my colleague, a whole hour on called 2-minute stress relievers. And all three of those techniques that I showed you were pulled from that, because we want them to be quick, in the moment. You can put them into play when you need them, when you are feeling just pulled by everything that's on your mind, physically or emotionally, or, you know, going through your mind, planning. So I love in that moment using the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding, because we can always, no matter where we are, you can look around, you connect with what's around you, you can listen, you can search for smells. If you're in a store, like I'm sure you'll find some different things. Connecting with your senses is the perfect way to ground you, because then guess what you get to do? Once you pull yourself to the present, you've created space between you and your stressful thoughts. You get to say, okay, what deserves my attention first? What really needs my attention? You get to choose that one thing and decide to move forward with it.
All right. We have another question that says, what if you are feeling emotions from 2 to 3 quadrants in that quadrant section that you went over?
Totally. It's data. It's all telling us something. We can be with many emotions at once. It absolutely is the case. So you just ask yourself, like, what is this emotion telling me? And what do I need right now? Is there something I need to be doing less of? Is there something I need to be doing more of? It's okay to feel like we're in different places, because we often have sometimes what feels like competing emotions at the same time. So I want to first normalize that, yeah, that can happen for sure. And just kind of pausing at each emotion and just asking yourself, like, what's this emotion telling me? And is there anything I need? And maybe you don't, maybe it's okay to just be with that emotion, but giving yourself the opportunity to ask yourself, is there anything I need? Is there anything I need to be doing less of right now? Is there anything I need to be doing more of right now? Sometimes that cues us in on what we truly need and how we're going to move forward.
Okay, the next question is about taking holiday time off. How do you truly stay away from emails and different things that pull you? You know, now a lot of us are using Microsoft Teams. You're getting messages there, you're getting texts, you're getting emails. What's some tips on, like, you know, shutting off from some of that?
Yeah, I think this is I think many people probably can relate to this question right now. And for me, that's when I pull in my environmental wellness, right? So if I know that I work in this space, and I'm very privileged to have a room that I kind of dedicate to this space. But if I know I work in this space, I need to shut things down. I need to close the door. So if your laptop is out in your kitchen, find a place to go put it. Truly maintaining those boundaries is going to be important right now. And it's not so much about like, it's honoring you, it's honoring your energy. So when you get pulled to, I'll just check my email real quick, or, I'll just go open the laptop real quick. I want you to pause, like connect with the present moment and ask yourself, what do I need for my energy right now? Where do I need to be? And oftentimes it might tell you, you got to let that be, right? Like I have to let that be here and I need to be here. So if you're connecting with the present, maybe if your goal is to connect with the here and now, maybe there's something else here and now that needs your attention more than going to check your work, and more than, if your time is off, where else do you want that energy to be? So having that internal conversation with yourself is helpful, but we can't do that unless we quiet the mind, right? And pull ourselves into that present moment. And so putting something in place to pull yourself, ground yourself, and ask yourself, where do I really want to be spending my energy right now? That might tell you everything you need to know about closing that laptop, going to put it in a different place, and connecting with wherever you're doing.
Okay, the last question here is, sorry, with COVID and everyone's different comfort levels of what is considered safe behavior, I am struggling with the acceptance of other decisions, specifically my family. That's a tough one. I feel like a lot of people are dealing with that.
It's so true. And I get it. Like I do. I think taking a moment to not consider like everything we've been hearing, I want you to truly take a moment to pause and ask yourself, what is going to make me feel most comfortable right now? And part of that might feel selfish, okay? And that's okay. I want you to ask yourself first, what's going to make me feel most comfortable? What's going to make my family most safe? And really, once you come to that conclusion, it's about feeling confident in yourself and being able to assertively communicate that. But if you know what you want, and if something's not sitting well with you, this isn't the year to give in and be the people pleaser. This is the year to truly have confidence in your own abilities to know what's right for you and what's right for your family, and practice assertive communication. If that's something you've never done before, start with what I call, or not what I call, it's very well known, but it's I statements. I'm not feeling great about connecting, going to this Christmas party this year. It's not right for me and my family, so I'm going to sit this one out. I can't wait to get together with you, hopefully next year, or something, you know what I mean? Like putting it in the eye, not so much blaming that person, like you really shouldn't be having a party. That's not going to go so well, right? Like putting everything in your own perspective. That's a great way to voice your opinion. You can't argue with how you feel, right? So being able to voice that assertively is going to be important. But I don't want to sit here and say this is easy this year, because I think a lot of these decisions are very challenging right now.
I'm going to use that. I like what you just said. I just had a note here that it looks like the chat was just going to us as panelists. So if you could share some of the tips that people are saying they'd like to know what other people are doing.
Great. Yeah, if we can send that out after, that'd be helpful, because I do think it's helpful to be able to see. I'm sorry, I've been reading them. I didn't know it just went to us.
Yeah, me neither, but there is some good ones in there that we can put. I like the ones about decorating cookies.
Yes.
That we can definitely share in the follow-up email of meditation apps and weekend coffee. And it looks like a lot of people are really enjoying these wellness sessions. So thanks for writing that in there too. We will keep going with them. That's great to see.
Yeah, perfect.
But that was the last question. So I think we are done. If you do have questions later, feel free to answer our follow-up email. And I know Shannon will be helpful with after questions as well as the questions that we did here. And keep tuning into the webinars that we'll continue to offer through 2021. Happy holidays, happy new year, all that good stuff. Do you have anything else you want to say, Shannon?
No, thank you all so much. I really appreciate your time and your energy, and just giving us your thoughts. And I wish you all well as we go into the holiday season, and do your best to give yourself that flexibility and that self-compassion and that kindness to yourself.
Great. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
Thank you.